everybody. Good day. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another video. In today's video, we will be talking about herbs. So, I've been infusing and making herbal medicine since I was 9 years old. I was taught these things by my grandmother. And so I have been carrying on this tradition for many, many years. And now summer is almost ended, and now it's the time to start storing up all your different, herbs and plants and medicinal plants. So this is what I'm doing. So I'm madly going around my gardens and picking my flowers and collecting medicinal plants in the forest and everywhere on my property, as well as the forest next door where I can forage for free. So this is what I'm doing. So today I'll be showing you how to make a very potent infusion, oil infusion. And I am making my eczema body oil today. And so I just want to show you a little bit of the process. I'm not going to be giving a recipe because that's something I make and sell. So I'm not going to give you my personal recipe, but I'm going to show you little snippets of how I go about and how I make it. It's very easy. I've been drying my herbs for the past 2 weeks. Yes, I've been drying herbs like crazy. Every spot in my kitchen, in my office, it's just filled with herbs. Today is the day when I will be putting away the majority of them and storing them, and so we can make medicine and sell and package and all the good stuff. But anyways, I want to show you how I make my eczema oil.
Mom, that's
Okay.
it right there.
So when you're making a oil, you can see the back there. These are all my this is the table, and it's filled with calendula right now. I have to go put them outside to dry. I just picked them early this morning when the dew was still out, and that's when you want to pick your flowers. So yeah, my table is packed. Don't look at my table mess full of stuff over there. But anyways, when you're making a potent oil, there's two things you can do. You can do a double infusion. So you infuse your herbs the first time, and then once it's finished infusing, then you infuse the second time to make a double infusion, which is much more potent. Or you can make an infusion with a certain percentage of herbs and also make a potent infusion. So today that's what I'm doing. I'm not doing a double infusion. I'm just using a certain percentage of herbs to make a potent infusion. I'm using specific medicinal plants that I want as the base of my oil. This is the one that has like many different values, and I want it to be the base of my oil. And then the others are just complementary herbs, which is going to do things like soothe or remove marks or take out it's anti-itching or something like that. My base today is going to be goldenrod and calendula, and I'll be using these two medicinal plants for their all around heal all properties. So that's going to be the base because they have many different properties that I want in them. I want healing, I want antibacterial, antimicrobial. I also want anti-wrinkle. I want because when you have eczema, it tends to wrinkle the skin a bit because of the itching and the scratching and the breaking of the skin. So I'm looking for all the properties in these two medicinal plants to work on the skin, and then everything else I'm going to be adding, like the plantain, the rose petals, the mint, and everything else I'm going to be adding is just going to work on other properties that I'm looking for when you have eczema. So that's exactly how you formulate and make your oil. And this is how I was taught way back then. So I'm just sharing that with you. So that's important. I'm not going to tell you the exact proportion that I'm using, but this is what I'm doing. The first thing you want to do is put your herbs inside a crock pot. Usually I don't use a crock pot, but because I am very low on stock and my clients are waiting for those stuff, I have to use a crock pot because I'm just running really low supplies, and it's gonna take another 6 weeks before I have things ready, and I don't want to be completely sold out. So I'm just gonna make a batch using my crock pot so that people can get this stuff really quickly. But usually I do a cold fusion where I just put the herbs inside a big pot like this and then just leave it to infuse for 6 weeks. Sometimes I leave it for 8 weeks, or sometimes I use big mason jars like this and I do my infusions in them. So yeah, the lighting in my house today is terrible. But anyways, so you want to put everything that you're going to be using in your mixture in here. As you can see, I have all my herbs in here. And now the next thing you want to do is get your oil and decide what kind of oil that you're going to use. Now, I like to use a combination of 4 different oils. I will use one oil as the infusion method if I'm using a crock pot. And once I am finished infusing with the crock pot, then I'll add in my 3 other oils. And my 3 other oils I like to use is almond oil, safflower oil, and avocado oil. So these are the 3 oils that I like to use, and I like to infuse with safflower oil. So that's what I'm going to be using today. I'm going to be infusing with safflower oil, and that's basically it. So let's get in the infusion happening. Now, I like to infuse with safflower oil because it's a very clear oil. And once the infusion is finished, I'm able to see how much plant matter is infused in the oil. So I like to use that oil or any clear oil. Even sometimes I use sunflower oil, and it's a very clear oil, and it allows you to see how much plant matter is in it. If you use an oil like olive oil is very dark, so you wouldn't see the amount of infusion that comes out from the plant matter. So that's the reason why I like to use that oil. And then almond oil and other oils that I'm going to put in, I don't want any heat to I don't want them to be heated, so that's why I add them last once the infusion is finished, if I'm doing heat processing. But if I'm not using a heat processing, if I'm not doing heat, then I just infuse with my safflower oil, then I add the oil after. So let's get pouring the oil into the pot. So I poured in 3 liters of oil here, but as you can see, I still need some more. So I'm gonna add in some more. So I'm gonna add 3 liters, and I'm gonna add 2 more cups. So 3 liters plus 2 more cups, and now it's perfect. So it's very important to write down your recipe and know how much oil that you're going to need for a specific thing. And then you would know the exact amount of then you would know the exact amount of herbs that you have to put in your infusion in comparison to the oil. So always write down your recipe, weigh your herbs and stuff like that. And then so the next time you're making, it's going to be the same potency and it's not going to be a little bit off. So that's very important. So now I am going to recalculate this because I had to add in some extra oils. And why? Because this year the flowers are much bigger and so they absorb much more oils. So take certain things into consideration when you are making oils. Sometimes the flowers are very small, the heads, and so it takes less oils, and sometimes the flowers are very big and they take more oil. So now this is done. All I'm going to do is cover my crock pot, and this is going to be there on the lowest setting for 3 hours. And after 3 hours, I'm going to strain it, and then my eczema oil is ready to be bottled and labeled for sale.